shows. Every scene's a high and low. You'll unwind.
This is Jordan's Vision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome, guys. How are we doing? It's time for another reaction to The People vs. O.J. Simpson. We're on episode 6 now. So what happened in episode 5? A lot of stuff happened in episode 5. So one of the prosecutors, Bill Hodgman, is shown collapsing in court in the show. It didn't actually happen in court. It happened during a prosecutor's meeting, but his health did force him out of the case, which does answer a question that I had, because, you know, when you think of the prosecution in this case, you think of Marcia Clark, you think of Chris Darden, you don't really remember Bill Hodgman. I was kind of watching the show wondering who this guy was, even though he was portrayed as a key guy on the prosecution side, but, you know, he was forced out of the trial early because of his health, so that does explain one thing, I guess. It also showed the jury visiting O.J. Simpson's house, and, you know, how the defense kind of set everything up. They kind of cleared Nicole's house, made it empty. Meanwhile, though, they dressed O.J.'s house up with some pictures. There was a Ruby Bridges picture, you know, just kind of things that paint the picture that, you know, the defense wants to paint of O.J. Simpson. And even O.J., while he's visiting there for the first time since going to jail, is like, you know, what the hell is all this stuff? It also kind of showed Chris Darden's interview with Mark Fuhrman. Very good performance, by the way. Sterling Brown, the actor who plays Chris Darden, who you may know from This Is Us as well. He did a really good job of, you know, showing that struggle that Darden was having. Like, kind of want to just call the guy a racist, but he did a really good job of showing, you know, I want to say this, even though I can't say it, you know. And yeah, funny thing about the Mark Fuhrman interview, you know, he says he's a collector of war medals and all that stuff, and, you know, right at the end of the episode, they go and show his collection of war medals, and there happens to be one that has a swastika on it. I don't know if he actually had one that had a swastika on it. That's something I have to look up too. I guess I could have done that before I started taping here, but it just came to my mind right now. But yeah, so they're definitely painting a picture here. As we move on to episode 6, we continue the trial, I guess. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 6 of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, a reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back. But for those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet. This is The People vs. O.J. Simpson, episode 6, and the title is Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. I guess we see a lot of Marcia in this one. All right, here we go.
Your Honor, my client has taken Miss Clark's request for increased child support very seriously.
We're back to divorce court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. May we ascertain whether Miss Clark has some sort of respiratory issue?
Oh.
No, it ain't that, trust me.
Your Honor, Miss Clark cannot object.
Miss Clark, please remember your place in this courtroom. And
She's too used to it.
If you continue to express yourself outside of protocol, I'm going to hold you in contempt.
Yeah.
I'm not Lance Ito.
She can't do that in her own case. I'm not Lance Ito. A little personal, don't you think, Judge?
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
I guess she's a little more important than everybody else. You know the drill.
Very late.
They don't care.
I'm sorry.
I guess when you're the prosecutor, you get to butt in line.
Honored you could join us today, Miss Clark.
My
Lady
apologies to
McLaderson.
you, Your Honor.
You okay?
It's tough to juggle a big case like this in a personal life,
And
though,
after the toast with the
in all
tequila.
seriousness.
OJ grabbed Nicole's crotch, and he said, "This is where
Oh, this is
babies
Nicole's
come
sister.
from, and this belongs to me."
Ouch.
Nicole just acted like it was normal, like she was used to that kind of treatment.
Objection.
Sometimes they do normalize that kind of thing, though.
This is ridiculous. What does this have to do with
I
anything?
can stop this. It's too much. She's crying on cue, and they feel it. It's backfiring.
Do they feel it, though? I mean, this is the victim's sister. It's kind of disingenuous to just say she's crying on cue, right?
You know, Johnny, it's Friday. What that jury just heard, it's gonna sit with them all weekend.
I certainly hope so, Chris. I certainly hope so.
Love the trash talk between these two. And she comes home to it. It's like, oh, I don't want to watch this again.
Trial that's got front pages sizzling. Marcia Clark and the clothing that she wears.
What?
Dolly Sugarman, style expert and author of Looks Aren't Everything, They're the Only Thing, which
This is the last thing she wants right now. I mean, having your outfit dissed is not a big thing, but it's probably a big thing in her head with everything she's going through.
This is not a look, this is a cry for help.
And can we talk about that hair?
Mommy!
What about the hair? Looks like normal hair to me.
I knew you were home because I could smell smoking.
Oh,
Travis, what are you doing up?
that's funny and sad at the same time.
Do you ever eat just some of your lunch sometimes and then the rest later?
You know what? I do.
I have a feeling she does it all the time. The schedule she has.
Let me come give you a hug.
Travis, there is nothing I would like more in the world.
Yeah. Say what you want about lawyers and their honesty, but that's one thing she's definitely being truthful about.
Smoking's gross, Mom.
Mm-hmm. That it is.
Yeah. Sometimes the kids know more than the adults. About smoking, about when the mom needs a hug, you know. It's like a sixth sense they have. Yeah, she's overanalyzing her hair.
A petition for primary custody?
Come on, Marcia. You keep calling me, asking me to pitch in. This is only temporary until your trial of the century is over.
Marcia, please.
Opportunistic bastard.
I am more than a great mother to them. You know that. You said it.
Sure, when you're there. Right now, they spend all their time with babysitters. Now, how is that in their best interest?
She's making money. That's a pretty good interest.
Because I have a family to support.
At least they know one of us is there for them.
Oh, low blow.
Those points fit our narrative. Anything else?
I'm so sorry I'm late. I ran into traffic and I'm gonna-
Everybody's late today.
Now, Marcia's got the ball, and she's telling a story. But instead of responding to her story or refuting the story, we need to be telling a more credible one. We need to gather the jury around a fire and tell a better story.
Outstory the storyteller.
Is
Yeah?
it a normal procedure for 3 detectives to rush from an ongoing crime scene investigation to the home of the former spouse of the victim simply to notify that person that someone whom they used to be married to has been killed?
Seems like that's kind of normal.
Because Mr. Simpson became a suspect for you at that time. Not simply, what? An ex-husband to be notified.
Little from column A,
that
little from
fair to
column
say?
B.
I've never heard a point made or something like that.
Made the detective sound shady. Shit.
Whatever it was, it worked.
The jury thinks the cops cut corners to convict a guilty man. He's still guilty. That's not going to get them to acquit.
No, it's not. But that's not today. Today,
Also true.
we make them think these cops lie about little things so that tomorrow we can show them they lie about big things, even if they're doing it for what they think is right.
That's the kind of logic that made Johnny Cochran such a good lawyer.
Detective, in regards to taking Mr. Simpson's shoes, you did not book them into evidence that night. Is that correct?
I put them in the trunk of my car.
That doesn't sound very secure at all.
So you took them home with you?
I did.
Anybody could have bled on them in that time.
So you took this evidence home to Simi Valley?
I'm not sure of the geography, but it sounds far away.
The home of the officers involved in the Rodney King.
Oh, that too. Okay. Now I
That is
know where he's
correct.
going with this.
So, something was said earlier that is confusing to me.
I think a lot's confusing to Bob, but
How
yeah.
many times taken home evidence overnight, other than the night in question?
No, not that I can recall.
Clear.
But this one time was
In
special.
all your years, this is the only instance that you took evidence from a crime scene, you put it in your car, you drove it home, and didn't book it until the next day.
That does not sound like procedure at all.
I say we think big, preempt our entire daytime programming. Procter & Gamble just doubled their buys at ABC after they announced they're going live with OJ.
Man, this case preempts everything. NBA Finals even.
I'd sure as hell rather watch OJ than some dumb doctor having an affair with a nurse.
Wouldn't we all? Yes. I won't be reacting to General Hospital anytime soon.
I think they're looking forward to Fuhrman.
Well, they shouldn't be. Fuhrman is a far from perfect human being, but his procedure that night was pretty damn perfect. You need to be confident in the strength of what we have, okay?
We'll see how confident you are when Fuhrman takes the stand.
It's some study break.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. Turn it down.
Uh-oh. Everybody's got to have some fun once in a while.
I cannot afford to be accused of having a good time right now.
Well, who's gonna begrudge you of having a good time?
Oh, who? Everyone.
I don't see any cameras or reporters here.
My pain in the ass ex-husband who's looking for any excuse to take my kids away from me.
Well, at least she wants to help raise them, right?
Could be worse, I guess, but...
You know, I've got a daughter. She's 15, really beautiful. Lives up in Oakland.
I guess they're split up, too.
Had to move down here for my big job.
It's worked out for you, but family's family, right?
I'm trying to fix things. Now that I'm on TV, I'm the cool dad.
That's how it works, right?
I like this one.
Okay. Just have some fun for 5 minutes. You're both single, I think. Who's that lady? They almost look like a couple, and I know they're not a couple, but...
Okay, we're taking a poll. Is Marcia Clark a bitch or a babe? Come on, let me know. Call in.
That's some subject for a poll. Oh, Jordan's gonna vote.
I vote babe. Who's that lady?
Not in court, Chris. This is the kind of thing that'll get the paparazzi talking.
Your Honor, the people will now call Detective Mark Fuhrman.
Your Honor, may counsel approach the bench? We have a situation, an incredibly urgent matter.
Oh, what's going on?
Your Honor, we have a crisis regarding our witness, Miss Rosa Lopez. Miss Lopez has left the state.
Counsel, what are you asking for?
We need to hear her testimony out of order.
Wait, because
It is
you've
a
got
little
witness
unorthodox.
problems. We've all got witness problems.
Yes, Marshal, and I look forward to you parading out your witness problems. Your Honor, I don't know how we don't have grounds for a mistrial.
Your Honor, this is...
Probably a million things happened during this trial that could have caused a mistrial.
A hearing to establish. I'm going to dismiss the jury for the day so we can do that.
Ito's gonna think about it.
All right, it's 3:10 now. I think we're going to be going late tonight.
Man, if I worked in the courtroom, that would piss me off.
I cannot go late tonight.
Oh, yeah.
May I ask why not?
I have to take care of my kids.
Good reason.
We'll recess until tomorrow. Mr. Cochran,
Your Honor.
make sure Miss Lopez is here.
Well, got what she needed. Reluctantly, but...
Saying it makes us appear unprepared.
How could we be prepared for Rosa Lopez? We weren't expecting to cross-examine her for another 5 months.
Who is she?
She
Yeah,
says
it
she
is a
saw
bit of an
Bronco
about-face, eh?
outside-
It looks like you're losing control in there.
Me? Ito is the one who's lost control. He's a total media whore. If you want to know which way he'll tilt, just watch the talk shows
Look,
from the
that
night
is
before.
something, if you listen
It's
to
true,
all
though.
that,
It wasn't really
just
Marcia's
start
fault.
bringing it- Now, that thing about not going late, is that true?
Yes, I have to get home, like now. I will put the boys down and I can work from there. I can.
Okay, well, if you think you can cram all that prep into one night without the resources you have here, it's your call.
We'll do it, Superwoman.
About your appearance, I'm sorry. It's awful, it's inappropriate, it's sexist, it's horrifying. Yeah, I can put you together with a couple of terrific media consultants. And
Yeah, I don't think that's what she wants. Man,
Get
Ops just
back
got
to
so quiet.
work.
Yeah, just got so quiet.
I'm sorry, I can't come home yet. What's wrong?
Oh no,
Well, why is he crying?
what's going on?
Sweetie, work it out. Tell him he can watch his cartoons for 30 minutes and then it's your turn.
Could take advantage of that. I
Have fun and I will call you in a little while. I love you too.
was thinking this might make her look bad in court because she said she had to go home to be with her kids, and now she's not going home and being with her kids. I can understand why, but I wonder if this is something that'll come back at her face like that.
Gordon, I have a favor to ask of you. Yes? Tonight. Now, actually.
Calling the ex-husband to watch the kids.
Thank you. Very much.
You can tell how much it pained her to do that, but...
Is Miss Lopez present here today?
She is, Your Honor.
And do you
Okay.
anticipate that we can hear what she has to say in one day?
I would expect so, Your Honor, barring any acts of God or further child care crises from Miss Clark.
Ooh. Low blow.
To belittle my child care issues in your courtroom is
Yeah.
unconscionable and totally out of line.
Definitely agree there. Very unprofessional.
I stay just for today for Mr. Johnny. Tomorrow I fly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when did you make this flight reservation for El Salvador?
Yeah, when did you?
This morning?
Really?
What?
Yesterday, Mr. Cochran stated that you had had one then.
I did. And I didn't.
She had the plans to, I guess.
Make it to the...
Miss Lopez, we called the airlines. They don't show any reservation for you at all.
So she hasn't made it at all?
Yesterday, did you see the Bronco at 10 or 10:15?
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters very much. That's why you're here. Please answer the question.
Miss Lopez, a shrug is not an answer.
So which is it?
Okay,
10
Judge
or
Judy.
10:15?
Whatever Mr. Yoni says, I said.
No.
No, no,
Not
no.
what Mr. Cochran says.
Not how
You
court
need to be
works, lady.
told.
I say I don't remember.
You don't remember.
Okay.
Good enough for me.
No answer is an answer. Well, Marcia does have fans.
Stuff about my child care. Johnny was way out of line. I got a little hot. He can take it.
Johnny, are you happy with Lopez's
Johnny.
testimony?
Absolutely. We're here for the truth.
Johnny, would you have time to speak about your own history of domestic abuse?
He
Things
got
that you and
personal
your
with
past
Marcia,
fair
now they're
game.
getting personal with him.
Hello, my name is Gordon Clark. I'm the former husband of Marcia Clark. This thing about needing to get home from court
interviewing
early
him now?
yesterday was a fraud.
Oh, yeah.
It's because I am sick of her using our children as pawns.
Jesus, Gordon. This is our private life.
The ex-husband doxed her.
The LA Times reached out to me today about us, and I thought I'd discuss it with you.
Was this the
And
ex-wife?
I'm calling.
I told them I'd call them back after I got my recollections together.
I sold the apartment building on South Vermont last month, and even though I got it in the divorce, it occurred to me that maybe you should get the profit.
Buttering her up.
It could make you quite, you know,
Rich?
quite comfortable.
Good way to put it.
Crazy cleaning lady wasn't as planned. Well, I certainly hope that shit in there wasn't as planned, Johnny.
OJ, it's a blip. It'll be out of the papers by Wednesday.
Prosecution has one good day and they go crazy.
On the football field, in life, in my businesses, when I see an absence of performance, I deal with it. I deal with it harshly and directly. You know why? Because I'm for real. Hear me? I'm the juice.
That's what made him such a great
When
football
I see an
player, I
absence,
guess.
like a lack of leadership, I lead. Now, is that what I'm gonna have to do here?
You want to be a lawyer too, OJ?
I want to know what happens next from now on so I can weigh in on it.
That's pretty reasonable.
I'm done with
When I have pent up anger, what I use is
Well, I want to hear from you. I'll rattle my zipper. Now get the hell out of here, Bob.
Bob's not having a good couple episodes.
What do you really want, Marcia? I'll do anything for you.
Something different.
Give me the Britney Spears look.
Soft.
Oh, I've got it.
Oh?
I did it for Farrah, and I'm gonna do it for you.
Oh, Farrah Fawcett haircut. I bet your roses in bloom. Let's see, let's see.
Good morning, my brother. Yeah, about that.
They're gonna surprise us later.
The police are trying to pull him down and put him in chains like they do with any black man who rises up.
I'm sorry, Dennis. Excuse me for interrupting this black thing, but come on. Cops out to get OJ. OJ hosted pool parties for them.
Yeah, before all this happened, he was pretty friendly with the cops.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, he just saw Marcia. There we go.
Good morning.
I'm getting Glee vibes from this background music.
God damn, who turned her into Rick James?
Not exactly Rick James, but, you know, cool new haircut's a cool new haircut. Now they all want a picture.
Good morning, Miss Clark. I think.
We sure that's the same person? It is? Okay, let's keep going. What's your eye? It's fantastic. I love it. They still hate her hair. Maybe it's not the hair they hate. Maybe they just want to rip on
Guess
Marcia.
the defense is in for one hell of a week, huh?
And that's what you get from that? It must have been so weird just like being in the middle of this trial and then having to do regular things like grocery shopping and hearing all the stupid comments everyone says. It's Fuhrman time, I guess.
Maybe a little nervous.
Why is that?
Well, a great deal of attention seems to have been diverted from the evidence and the facts into more personal issues.
About me being a racist.
And while Detectives Van Adder and Lang were at the gate at the Simpson residence on Rockingham, attempting to reach someone inside, you noticed the white Bronco. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
One of the first things we saw.
And what did this spot look like?
Yep.
It had the visual properties of blood.
And did you look inside the vehicle?
I did.
Yeah,
I
there was
then
some
noticed the
inside, too.
package where we became concerned that it was possible Mr. Simpson himself might also be in danger, injured or worse.
I don't think that's what they really thought, but...
What did you do?
Mr. Kalin then mentioned that he had heard a crash or a thump on his rear wall. He thought it was an earthquake.
Mira, que está hablando de Kato.
They should bring Kato back on the show. He was so great.
It's not a TV show. Well, this is a TV show, but...
Know what that is?
Lunch.
Oh, man.
No. That right there is Detective Mark Fuhrman's tombstone.
Seems pretty normal when Clark's talking to him, but once the defense gets their hands on him...
I'm going to ask that racist son of a bitch Fuhrman point blank in a courtroom under oath if he ever uses the word.
Crazy enough to work, eh?
Not half bad.
Damn right.
Johnny was so shocked when he said it, and then...
And I'm going to...
Now he's agreeing with the idea.
Okay, and what significance did you attach to the glove when you saw it?
Well, it looked very similar to the glove at the Bundy scene. And the sticky substance seemed blood-like.
Reasonable, yeah. Although it is a bit weird that one glove's at one place and the other glove's at the other place.
Detective, did you take a glove from the Bundy scene and then wipe it on the interior of the Bronco?
No.
You did not?
Being direct with these questions.
It's as dishonest as any number of Mr. Bailey's tactics have been.
Excuse me. Are you accusing me of lying in a courtroom? How dare you?
You can't get away with lying, Mr. Bailey. Not in this case. There are too many.
Please.
Everyone else thinks lawyers lie in the courtroom.
This is a Brooks Brothers size small.
They were out of extra large, Your Honor.
Size small. Must be Mr. Bailey's.
The trash talk in this trial, man, it's wow.
Your Honor, the prosecution has opened this door rather deliberately.
I would advise caution. Please continue.
I will ask a different question.
What was the one you were going to ask?
In describing people, Detective Fuhrman, do you use the word?
No, sir. I do not use that word to describe people.
You mean if you called someone, you have forgotten it?
I'm not sure the way that
you wouldn't forget something like
Let
that.
me put it.
Oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah.
Can you say the word on TV?
It's a very good question.
As using that word in dealing with African Americans would be a liar, would they not, Detective Fuhrman?
Yes, they would.
All of them, correct?
All of them.
That is going to come back to bite you.
Court will resume at 1:30 p.m. We now stand in recess.
Need a break after that one.
You seen this?
Fuhrman says he never said the word. They've got nothing on
No,
him.
not that. It's the picture of you on a beach, naked.
Where'd they get that?
This is a fake, right? I mean, we could hit him with a lawsuit so fast.
No, it's real.
Oh, it is real.
It's my ex-husband.
Yeah, he'd do that. This is why you don't send nudes on the internet to strangers, guys. And it's not even a stranger to her, it's her ex-husband.
I had a husband before Gordon.
There's another ex-husband. Are we gonna see this guy too? No.
We'll recess until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. All right, we stand in recess.
Yeah, Ito just takes one look at her and is like, okay, we can't do this. And I mean, I get it. That's a tough day. Sign says do not knock. Does it count if you just use one finger? Oh, no.
I'm not a public personality. This isn't what I do.
It's true, though. When you get into law, you don't expect to become this famous. Eventually, you get a case this big that blows up, and you get thrust into the spotlight, and everyone's talking about you, and, you know, making fun of your hair and everything.
You do look mighty good in that picture.
Oh, smooth talker, you. All right, and that's episode 6. You know, a lot of different feelings in this episode. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to my reaction to episode 6 of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. So I guess the main theme of this one is Marcia Clark balancing the personal life and the trial life. It's great that they actually devoted an episode to showing both sides of the coin. As she said it at the end of the episode, you know, she's not used to all this fame and all this pressure, and, you know, she didn't get into law to, you know, become a big famous lawyer. I don't think a lot of people do. You know, a big case like this comes along and all of a sudden you're the most famous person in the world, you're on TV, everyone knows who you are, everyone can, like, talk about your appearance and talk about, you know, things that are going on in your life. You know, it's a very different thing. You know, you talk to your Joe Blow lawyer in your little small town that you live in, he knows just about as much law as Marcia Clark does, but, you know, he doesn't know fame like Marcia Clark does. And, you know, great on the show for illustrating just how big a thing that is. It's amazing, like, in this episode, the trial almost seems secondary to all the focus on Marcia's personal life and all that. We did get a little bit into the trial. We saw the beginning of the Mark Fuhrman testimony and F. Lee Bailey finally asking him the questions, have you ever used the N-word? And so if anyone comes along and says you did, they're a liar. And Mark Fuhrman basically says yes. And I don't know if at this point they had the evidence that suggested that he may have. You know, it was very bold to go into that kind of questioning. I keep thinking back to the scene where Bailey just starts asking him something and Ito cuts in and says, hey, I'd be careful if I were you. He goes, okay, I'll ask something else. And the something else happened to be, have you ever used the N-word? I'm just thinking back to what he was going to ask if he hadn't changed course. Was it worse than that? Or I don't know how it can be worse than that. But other than that, it was really about rearranging the Mark Fuhrman testimony to fit Rosa Lopez in, because Rosa Lopez said she wanted to leave the country for a while because of all the press hounding her. And that's something that someone like Marcia Clark doesn't have the luxury of doing. You know, Rosa Lopez is just a witness, right? And, you know, once her time in the trial is done, you know, she can do whatever she wants. But Marcia Clark's in this trial and, you know, she doesn't get to take a vacation until it's over, right? I could sense a little bit of jealousy, too, of someone like Rosa Lopez for having the freedom to do that kind of thing. Even though she kind of caught Rosa in a lie. Like, you know, you don't have anything booked. When exactly were you planning on doing this? Marcia did kind of make her look like an idiot and like an incompetent witness. So, and for once, Johnny Cochran was kind of speechless. So, it takes a lot to make Johnny Cochran speechless for sure. But yeah, that was the episode pretty much. We're getting into the real meat and potatoes of the trial here, and can't wait to see what is next. Episode 7 should be very interesting, but that will wait until the next video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel. And until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a good one, guys. Take care, and bye-bye.